Morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. I'm up near Speedwell, Virginia. I'm in the far eastern section of the Mount Rogers National Recreation Area. Going to do about an 8-mile loop. I hope to hike 3 trails I've never hiked before in my quest to hike every trail in the NRA. So, won't y'all come along with me? Let's get this thing going. Okay, I'm parked at the trailhead for the Dry Run Gap Trail, which there's a sign for it. About a mile down that way. I'm getting ready to junction with the Iron Mountain Trail. Hang a left, heading further east. So the Dry Run Gap Trail, that's one more knocked off my list. So one down, and of course I've never done this section of the IMT either, so I'll be getting a little bit knocked off my list today. See, the Mount Rogers National Recreation Area is fairly decent sized park, if you want to call it a park. The western end of it starts just outside, and I mean just outside of the town limits of Damascus, Virginia. And I'm close to 60 miles east of Damascus. And there's still another 10 or 15 miles of the NRA eastward of me. So it's a pretty big area. I've spent most of my life, I mean, I grew up in the western section, know all that area, all those trails like the back of my hand. Plus, up in the high country around Grayson Highlands and that area, I've done very, very little hiking up here in the far eastern section. So about, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, I thought, might be a pretty lofty goal. See if I can hike every trail, complete every trail. There's a lot of trails that I haven't completed, but have been on, you know, partially. So, but to complete every trail listed in the recreation area, there's a little over 500 miles of trail, like 110 trails totaling like 500 miles, somewhere in that neighborhood. So anyway, I thought if I want to get this done, I better get to doing it now, since I'm getting old and half crippled. Anyway, Dry Run Gap Trail, it's completed. I'll have another 3 or 4 mile section of the Iron Mountain Trail completed. And then the next trail off of this one will be the Divide Trail. And then off of it will be the East Fork Trail. So all my hiking today, I've never been here before. Never been this far eastward. This section of the Iron Mountain Trail, except for a couple of roller coaster sections, you know, up and down, it's been pretty flat and in great shape. But I love it right through here. When I was climbing up a couple of the ridges, I thought, from where the point I was at, I thought, man, it looks like I'm gonna get a view when I get to the top, but no such luck. So I don't even know if there's even going to be any openings out through here on this ridge to where can get any kind of a view or not. But you know, like I always say, it doesn't really matter. No such thing as a bad hike. Although I would like to get a little bit of a view today if I could. I'm just having fun and man on a mission today. Check some of these trails off my list. I've made my way down off the mountain, and I'm on the East Fork Trail, which is the last trail that closes the loop, finishes the hike. And let me tell you, it has been a challenging trail. And there's been some areas where I thought I was off trail. I had to crawl over and under and around all kinds of blowdown and brush. And look at that bridge right there. I dare not cross that. That thing's done collapsed. Trailblazes have been few and far between, and when they are there, they're so faded you can barely make them out. Had to kick in my Daniel Boone skills. Anyway, I'm betting. Yeah, look at that. I'm betting they've slated this to be decommissioned. I've had people ask me, how do you decommission a trail? Well, I'll tell you how. They'll let stuff like this happen. They don't do any maintenance at all. And after a few years, it gets so bad that you can't tell there was ever a trail there. And they will pull up the trailhead signs on either end, and nobody's the wiser. There's already a few down on the western end that's been decommissioned. Well, anyway, I'm coming out at Hussey Mountain Horse Camp. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Nice little area. I'm guessing this is it because trailhead sign when I first got on the trail said Hussey Mountain Horse Camp 1 mile, and that's about how far I've came out. Let me go up here at this sign and see. I'll have to find which way the trail goes. If I wasn't so tired and in pain, it'd be fun trying to figure out which way it went, but I'm getting a little bit tired already. Horses have died on these trails. Well, I can certainly see why. Doesn't look like a typical horse camp though. I don't see any hitching posts. This may not be it. Now here's a sign. We'll see if it's for the East Fork. I've already done about 6.5 miles, and the last, like I say, the last 2 or 3 have been been pretty rough. That sign looks fairly new though. East Fork Trail, Virginia Highlands Horse Trail, 3/4 of a mile. Well, I'm looking at my car down there. Beautiful day. All the trails are in pretty good shape except for that last one that I showed you, the East Fork Trail. That plus I had to ford the creek 2 or 3 times. Got my waterproof shoes all wet. As always, thanks for coming along with me. There's another one in the books, and until next time.